Good morning, traders. It is Tuesday, October the 1st. Looking at the charts, not a whole lot has really changed in our analysis over the last week or so. More or less, the equities market, the SP 500, this is the 30-minute regular trading hours, so 9:30 to 4. You can see we've dipped into these oversold market conditions. The trend is still up, and yesterday the market gapped higher. It ended up holding at the 5-day moving average. And this moving average here, when we're stuck under it, the momentum is to the downside, although the trend is still up. Now we're starting to break through that level. We've got a couple previous pivot highs here, and if the market can get some traction and stay above this 5-day, we're going to see a nice extended run, a continuation move to the upside, and we could see the safe havens and other things continue to sell off and go in the opposite direction. Now, if we look at the daily chart, you can see we got a big pattern here where the market's rallied up. It's got a fairly controlled consolidation. It's been testing this 5-day moving, and if this continues to take off, we could see a huge leg to the upside and catch a lot of people off guard for some type of exhaustion rally. Now, hopefully we'll see at least the market roll back up to test these recent highs, and then we'll go from there where the markets are at. But there's pretty big news hitting the market. The Japanese bond market had a big sell-off, and there's a really bad auction, and it's really hit bonds pretty hard today. We're seeing all the bonds sell off across the globe and in the U.S. And if I just pull up, you can see TLT this morning, huge move down, and this is not a very good sign for bonds. There's talks of not much support for bonds, and this could spark a rally in the stock market. If bonds are dropping off here, we could see money move out of bonds and actually start to pile into other safe havens. What people are going to start to see the equities market as maybe a safe haven. They don't want to be holding bonds because of the falling value. And so today we're seeing bonds move down. Stocks are relatively flat, but overseas the equities markets all traded higher. And we are seeing precious metals dump off today and sell off today because everyone seems to be piling into the US dollar, and the dollar is up big in pre-market here this morning. So some pretty big price action going on, but the overall trends remain the same as they have been for the last little while. Bonds, you can see over here, we got red bars. We are still in a technical downtrend, and this could very easily pick up speed. And if you look at the big bond chart here, we've got a potential bear flag, and it could be rolling over, and we could see it come down and test a much more significant support level from where they rocketed higher before. If we take a look over at gold, here's the GLD ETF. Now, I would normally use futures here, but for some reason the ICE exchange isn't sending over the futures data, so I'm using ETFs with pre-market pricing. But more or less, the gold market has been trading sideways. We ended up doing a really nice play for about 24% gain, playing the upside move here in gold using a 3x ETF. It's been putting in this topping formation, started to break its neckline yesterday, and you can see we like to catch these strong trends to the upside, and when you're in an uptrend, we're not looking to short the market. Even though we really called this three-wave correction to the downside, it would have been a nice short, but you never know when a bull market is going to just reverse and rally higher, so you don't want to go against the trend. And you can see the trend analysis chart here. We went from a really nice strong uptrend that we traded, and then things got mixed. We got out right up somewhere near these highs, and now the market is all over the place. And this is why you don't want to bet against the market. We don't want to try really shorting the market. We want to wait for a consolidation, a new base to form, and get long for a nice smooth rally to the upside. And we don't want to get into all this emotional trading, and really you're fighting the trend. Let's go take a look over at natural gas, UNG. UNG continues to pull back. It keeps dipping into these oversold territories. We had a gap fill. Let me just move the chart over here. You can see we've gone from a red trend into a strong rally mode, and now it's pulling all the way back to this big gap and this breakout zone in price. It is more or less starting to get pretty oversold. It's blew past our downside target. It's at the 50-day moving average. Big volume on natural gas. I think a lot of it has to do with the big warm streak going through southern United States. If there's not a lot of demand for natural gas, we can see it pull back. And we see natural gas have some pretty big moves based on weather. So I think this is getting a little overdone. I'm starting to get excited to get long here. I'm looking for some type of either a deeper pullback into these previous highs or for some type of reversal bar where it shows a big washout low and a strong close, and maybe we jump on board for another big rally just like we did over here. We got in, we caught this rally, and then we got out, and we're letting the market work things out. Looking over at crude oil using USO. USO fizzled out after that big move, and really, I don't really have any clear analysis. You can see the chart here for the trend. This is why I'm not interested in crude oil. Look, it's very much low. So like miners, it's just all over the place. It's out of favor. It's not really trending. When things are chopping around, I just don't want any insight. Don't really want to get involved. You can see here it's picking up speed to the downside, but overall it is getting down into support when you look at the daily chart. And anyway, not looking to trade that at this point. Anyways, that's about it for this morning. Keep in mind, I posted, updated the members area. We're going to be adding new features and shuffling things around as we get a good feel for flow and adding new tools. There's a SP500 trend chart analysis in there, and this morning we added GDXJ so you can follow the gold miner sector with the trends and the overbought, oversold analysis as well in there. So anyways, we're going to keep on adding new things and getting some good trades going forward once these trends get into some of these markets get into some stronger trends and provide some setups. That's it for now. Bye-bye.